What would you like us to delve into? All things Zambia.
This time we're going to dive into social media.
Just me and you, Babidi.
No, we have the lovely Twaambo.
And I was looking for different things to do, and I noticed there wasn't a central place for people to look for things to do. And so I decided to create it. And that's how Lusaka365 began.
What's that guy's name? Chela, the photographer guy, right? I heard they were nudes, but I never saw any.
Do you want to see them?
I'm open to anything.
Hello, and welcome to yet another episode of the Zed101 Podcast with me, Chanda and Tanya. I am with my lovely, dearest friend, co-host, my diehard ninja, Malama Tanya Fuchs.
Wagwan.
How are you, darling?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm fine, thank you.
How are we doing this week? It's been a week, huh?
It's been a crap week. It's been
a
terrible.
hard one.
I'll have you know that I had a very shitty week, and I don't swear. So this time, don't even bleep it, but I had a very bad week. I just hope yours was better.
Yes, mine was better than yours.
Okay.
Yeah.
Mine was particularly worse today. Both my cars died in the morning. Yes. And Zesco as usual,
Yeah.
you know. But yeah, what would you like us to delve into? All things Zambia.
This time we're going to dive into social media.
Social media.
Eh-heh.
So just me and you, Babidi? The two of
No.
us.
I thought this one would be quite good with a certain particular guest.
A guest.
Yes, yes.
Someone from outside. From America.
I should have asked Steve.
They got a mustache. Does this guest of ours have a handlebar mustache?
No, luckily for her.
Oh,
No.
it's a she. Good.
Okay, so we have the lovely Twaambo, who I'm going to out, right?
Please do.
I forced Twaambo to come on this episode because I want to out her, but she will say what I'm outing her for. But Twaambo has, let's do a bit of history. Firstly, Twaambo, welcome.
Thank you so much.
We like to just rant and the guests
It's
are
okay. Thank you.
Look at her. Oh, skin flawless.
I
here.
know.
How do you do that? This is the bow bands, whatever it is.
No, it's Korean skincare.
Korean skincare. Ah. Did you hear that?
I did.
I even went and did like a oriental sound. Ha.
Hustle.
Yes. Tell us more.
About the Korean skincare?
No, about you.
Oh, okay.
No, so let's dive into it a little bit. So Twaambo, give us a bit of a history. Very briefly, like you were in Germany, you came back. What motivated you to get to where you are in the thing we're about to discuss? So the journey of that.
So I came back from Germany in 2020, right when COVID was starting. And I came back because I had just had twins. And I could not be in Berlin with 3 kids and my husband under lockdown. So I was like, I'm going home. And it was a good thing I came home because, you know, the laws were not so strict here and we could go outside, you could go to the mall. Okay, so you sprayed your hands all the time, but it wasn't you could only be with 5 people. That was in Germany. You could only be with 5 people in your home. I don't know how they think they were going to look for people, but yeah, I came.
You had an extra kid.
I know. It was,
This child we can't look after.
Hi.
it was hard.
5 people.
Yes, you could only be 5 people in a home. And people were doing the thing where they were outing each other. So if they went to somebody's house and there were 7 people, people felt they needed to call the authorities because you're breaking the law. Anyway, came back to Lusaka, and my husband was still working for his German company. And I was like, well, what am I going to do while I'm here? And I was looking for different things to do, and I noticed there wasn't a central place for people to look for things to do. So I said, let me make it.
What do you mean things to do?
Just places to go, where to eat, is there different shows showing, what's going on at the galleries, are there any galleries? And so I decided to create it. And that's how Lusaka365 began. Yeah.
Oh, what would they look
Yeah.
from as a Zambian say? Gelman.
Kujelman. Kudia Queen.
Gelman.
So you started it, but what was your thinking in the early days of when you first created it?
It was just something that I enjoyed doing. It was just an experiment. Let me just get on Instagram and see what I can make from this. But also to make it different, because I felt that the content we were producing in Zambia just was not up to international standards. I felt like content creators here felt like the internet stopped in the Zambian airspace, right? Creating just for Zambians, but without the quality, without the nice touch, that would make somebody that's lived away for a long time or somebody that's just coming from abroad be like, oh, okay, I want to go and see that. So I thought, let me just flip it a little bit and make it a little bit different. And that's what I've strived to keep doing as I've gone on with it. Yeah.
So in those early days, what did you think about, were you just doing, I'm assuming you had no expectations necessarily. You didn't think like, this is going to be like, I'm going to have so many followers. Like, what was your thinking in terms of what kept you motivated to keep posting content, and the style that you took, what kept you motivated?
It was a lot of times listening to people talk about it, and that's why I loved to remain anonymous, because I could hear what people were saying about it. And also just getting the DMs from people from abroad who were saying, I've come to Zambia and your page was helpful, or hearing from a business, we came because you were on Lusaka365. Okay. And actually what I've just remembered now, I read in, the Lonely Planet guidebooks. Mm-hmm. People used to read these all the times in the 90s. If you're going somewhere, you buy a Lonely Planet of a particular country. It tells you what's going on in all the different cities and stuff like that. And one of the latest ones of Lusaka, it basically says, go to Lusaka if you want to, but there's nothing to do there. It's with its dusty streets, and they outed us badly. We have dusty streets, but they didn't have to air us like that.
And do you remember I tagged that guy who was over, I think he was from the US or something, and he had come over to Zambia, to Lusaka, and he was being interviewed after he left, and he was like, Lusaka is dull, there's nothing to do. So I tagged him on Lusaka365. I was like, Twaambo, show him there's things to do.
Did you respond?
No.
You know what these people are like.
But I remember that was also quite a thing, because there's a very popular Black American guy going to different African cities, and when he was here, it was even like he had to get out. Do you remember? He didn't stay as long as he needed to because there was nothing to do here, and he was like, let's just.
When was this?
2 years ago, maybe.
Yeah. Anyway.
What did you do 2 years ago?
For him, there was nothing to do.
But if you don't know, and if you're just in the wrong place and you don't know who to ask, because I was watching his episodes and I'm like, like he wouldn't know where to go,
So even in the guidebooks, they say there's nothing to do here, just fly through. So we only get people that fly through here. They go to Livingston.
And
even now.
In fact, did you see recently this week, someone posted, who was it? Some famous person who said, I've been to the Victoria Falls. I'll see if I can find the clip.
The craziest thing I've probably done was do a bungee jump off of Victoria Falls into the Zambezi River between Zimbabwe and South Africa.
I was like, excuse me? So we're not even known for the thing that's primarily ours, although the Zims try to claim it's ours.
Well, they do better marketing than us.
But they certainly do.
I hope we get into the marketing bit of it, because there's a lot of work we need to do. But basically, that's what kept me going, is hearing from people that they found something new to do, or they felt brave enough to go to an art gallery because, they feel like it's not a space for them, or different things they've tried with their kids. So that's always nice to hear that people are starting to look at the city differently.
What's been one of the most fun things about running Lusaka365?
Just going to try something new and then making content about it, and then all of a sudden it explodes because it's on the platform. That's always fun for me to see. Or going to a place that lots of people go to and then filming it in a different way where they're like, are you sure that's the same place? Right. It's like, yes, it's the same place.
But that's like when you post Woolworths. Me, I'm always like, this is Woolworths.
Right, like somebody on the Christmas stuff, they're like, but do they have this in the Zambian one? I'm like, yes, I was at East Park.
This is the Zambian one.
This is the Zambian one. So there's still a lot to be done about how we are making the content, because we don't think this is a world-class city. So even the way we show it, we're just like, But the minute you land in Joburg, oh my God, we're in Joburg, we're in Shani, but we don't have that kind of pride for our own city, and it's hurting us. It's hurting us on a local level, not just a tourism international level. Even we don't know where to go, because we're like, I've never seen that before, or feel like it's just only white people go there.
Yeah, white people go everywhere.
But to that point though, so how are you finding advertisers and their approach to you when they want you to put to come and film in their restaurant or shop or whatever? How are you finding them in the way? What is it like dealing with people?
I find that people don't understand social media. So sometimes it's hard to convince a place that's really nice to say, I can have you on my platform. Or they think that because I've spent so much time growing this platform, the amount of money I'm going to charge them for it, I'm too exorbitant. But even me, I can post. Okay, then post, right?
I hear that a lot.
That one.
Yeah, but like I will come, I will film it in a certain way, I will edit it, I will look for the song to put on it, I will write the caption, I will do all of this work for you, and you have an audience that is engaged enough to be curious about it, but people don't want to jump on, right? So some people get it, some people still, they keep writing me, but are you sure about that price? I'm like, ma'am, it's been a year. You could have had this done a year ago.
Wow.
So I think businesses also don't get it, but that's also because they've had bad experiences. For example, Zambians are not good at writing a good review of a place. We've just never been taught.
Everything is awesome. It's just awesome. I went to this place, it's awesome. Yes, but what did you eat?
Yes.
What did it taste like? What was the quality?
Yes. Or say what you liked, then say what you didn't
Don't.
like.
100%.
I had the pizza, it was fantastic, but the service was not great. I would go there again, but this time I would just order over the phone or something. But we go straight into these foreigners, they come into our country and they, you know what I mean?
From German.
Yes, from German. So there's a little bit of animosity between business owners trusting what is said on social media, because sometimes people are just out to get people.
Yeah.
And then also they're so frustrated with prices, with not being able to retain staff, etc. Then you have to sit on Facebook or Instagram and answer people's critique where like, these people don't even know what good pizza tastes like. So what are you going to tell me?
Yeah.
So
That's why it's awesome.
so that's the hard part of it.
So,
Move your hand.
have you been approached by other content creators to contribute?
Yes.
So you rate them and like, what have you done?
Yes, I look at their style. I look at, so for example, if it's a food critic, I look at the food criticism that they've done. And if everything is nice, then I don't think that they're telling the truth. Because it all can't be nice in Lusaka. It's not all good. Right? So if every review we've ever done is like, it was great, and then Shan, oh, now I'm at Shan, everything is always nice.
Because
not
it depends on
objective.
the engagement they have with the owner of the premises or the person who runs the business. For them, they've gone to eat. So they expect to say something nice about it.
Yes, but that's
They
what's
don't
wrong.
think I'm building a brand which needs to, galvanize good opinion or a response of sorts. As long as I'm honest, they don't do that. So it becomes
It makes it hard for businesses and it makes it hard for content creators because now they keep hiring the same person over and over again because they know that you're going to say this was great, as opposed to somebody that's going to come and say, truthfully, your food is subpar.
100%.
Your customer care is non-existent. Do something about it. So this is the point at which we're at, is finding people that give good reviews or they make good content about a place and they're objective about it. And also business owners being brave enough to accept, I'm not doing that well, what can I do to bring this to an international standard?
I'll tell you something, or I'll ask you. I tried to do something with Zanako some years back, and their first response was, but you know how bad our service is. Yes, you know how bad our service is. So my question is, have you approached a place where you know there's good potential, and you get such kind of feedback? You know you can make it work because they're not channeling the information properly. How has it been for you?
It's hard. There's different people on different levels. Some get it, some don't get it. So a lot of the times the people that sign the checks are people that don't even know how to use social media. So it's hard to convince them, do this, unless it's a family member who can really whisper in their ear and say, Uncle so and so, I'll do it on Facebook. Just let me do it. Why would they hire somebody that's, walked off from somewhere and said, I can do it for you? But there are some young people who are doing a great job. And the people that are recognizing them are embassies, international organizations. They are really tapping into young creators in Zambia and using them for their campaigns. Like the latest one, like the EU campaign about the water.
The young gentleman?
Yes,
What's his name
Mark.
again? Yeah,
Mark.
yeah.
There's Adele Makai. She's done great work, especially around tourism.
Yeah.
The Discover Zambia guys, Chilalo and Dee, they're doing a great job, and they usually do a lot of things by themselves, funding it by themselves or funded by international organizations. So there are people that get it, but we're still really slow on the Zambian level to just jump on and do international grade work. Yeah.
what would you like to see differently in terms of Lusaka365 so that you can deliver better for your customers or so even for the viewers of Lusaka365?
I would like to work with different establishments to make Lusaka more enjoyable to live in. We're going through a cycle of people they make events last minute. So one of the things I've tried to do is say, you know, like, do you have something coming for December? You should already advertise it on the calendar. But people come to me 3 days before, they're like, put this on the calendar. I'm like, that's not enough time. People have already seen what they've already decided in their minds that they're going to go do something else. But then again, I wonder, is that from their experience where they forward plan and then nobody goes because everybody is so last minute, you know? So I would like to see more of a plan on, like, Christmas is coming, right? Woolworths has already decorated for Christmas. ShopRite has done it. What are our galleries doing?
Apple, for frick's sakes, is already decorated? I was like,
Yeah.
guys, we're in November.
Yeah, but
Why
like,
is Apple, the one I showed you?
Oh,
yeah,
yes.
but like, where are we in terms of a city? You know,
Yeah.
we have some green spaces, but even in front of the High Court, put some lights. At the cathedral, put some lights, you know?
We have the
The
flags.
malls.
So I got my flag, my colors. We're gonna wrap around the trees.
No.
Night for independence.
Eh.
Let's move on. No,
Yeah.
If West.
Eh.
Imad,
Independence year round.
Okay, let's do this. In your quest to get new customers, have you engaged the government institutions?
I've been there.
So tell me about your relationship with the Lusaka City Council.
It's not great.
What happened?
Well, first of all, there's not one phone number that you can call.
Oh, Lord.
To get in touch with somebody. You have to know somebody there. And the only way that I approached them was because I had to go for something else in my personal life. And I was like, by the way, I'm here. This is what I do. How can we work together to, you know, talk about the city and stuff like that? I was impressed. They did have a team of young people that was handling their social media. If you've seen Lusaka City Council on Instagram lately, they've got pictures of their cleanups. They've got pictures of, oh, there was a fire at such and such a market. We had the fire trucks come. You know, so they've hired a team that's like they're trying to get out there. They're trying to stay relevant, but it's just not streamlined enough to where they're like, you can have the public health part, you can have the market part, you can have this where they're all posting the stuff together and they can have initiatives to work together. So
The team is probably too small and underfunded because they divert funds to something that's clearly politically inclined. If there's a function that involves the minister, the head of state, they all go there. Not that it's not good content, but they don't compartmentalize like that.
But I have to say, things like what Simon Wewa does, right? Like, he's more or less live most days. I don't know his schedule, but he's out on that street constantly filming and constantly saying to people, Iwe, move your wheelbarrow. You're in the road. Guys, clean this mess up. Like, he's doing those things himself. And I'm wondering if that's part of what's influencing things like the council to be able to say, oh, you mean we can also do content like that? You know, and he's got a massive following, you know, so I think it is understanding, like, okay, if we're going to do social media, what are we going to do? Right. You know, you had an interesting experience with the library, didn't you?
yes, went through the library, went to see what they were like, you know, how can I borrow a book? What books do you have? People would like to donate books. What's happening, you know?
The one in town?
No, there's the one in Chilenje.
Oh, okay.
So there was only 3 made. There's one in town, there's one in Chilenje, and I think there's one in Mtendere.
Okay.
And the gentleman that I spoke to there said, yeah, many people come by. They want to donate books. They want to donate desks. They want to just paint the library. But the bureaucracy in actually getting that done, you have to write a letter to the town clerk who then sends it to somebody else, and then that gets approved. So it's not easy to do. By the time somebody thinks, who is the town clerk? You're like, let me take my money somewhere else.
Town clerk's in part already.
So there's many things, like one thing I talk about as well is instead of people putting up billboards, you can sponsor bins. There's no bins around the city. You buy a drum.
Zicta tried that.
Who?
Zicta.
Did
Okay.
they?
They tried that,
How
yeah.
did it go?
I don't know.
Yeah,
They
sponsor
put bins around.
some bins,
I think I saw
sponsor
that
some
recently
benches, you know,
about
put
sponsoring
benches
bins.
around the city. In the middle there of Cairo, remember there used to be benches?
And chain them.
Yes.
You bolt them.
Paint them.
Because our brothers from the hood come and get the whole damn island. We're taking it.
Or the wood. On the way to Mansa, there's these bridges, right? You cross over the bridge, and the you know the sidebars
Yeah.
that are supposed to, if the car goes careering off, it hits that and it doesn't fall off the bridge.
Yeah.
The metal that's there is held by these wood planks. The wood planks have been stolen. So, because I was talking to our driver and I was like, why are these things missing or broken? He goes, oh, they steal them to go and make hose.
Yep.
And I'm like, God damn it! You know? So you're constantly having to make...
Everything is pilfered, it's
yeah.
stolen, and they don't do anything about it.
Yes, yeah, that's the problem there, yeah.
So what pisses me mostly is you've got a person like Twaambo trying to help at her own cost. Time and whatnot, she's investing in that. You meet this person and the first thing is, I bet you my bottom dollar. They were like, try Kuriakusai, it's not here. You will go through 15 people before you find the guy who tell you, I don't even know why you're bothering. But anyway, right to us.
And it gets tiring after a while, you know? You're like, I've got other things to do, you know?
It's amazing that I think that they've shifted the focus to what's good for the people, to what's good for them. That's how I see it. Is this working for us? Yes, I will do it. Is it working for the people? Yeah, but then who will do it? Because I'm going to go on a break, I'm going to do this, I'm going to go away, I'll be on leave. And it doesn't work like that. So they need to change the mindset to these things. And the problem also they have is just handing over certain portions, like you're saying, like, look, we can't do this, but it's still under us. So let's sign a document, MOU, an agreement of sorts, and we'll be channeling this through us. And then we'll handle the politics. Yeah. But it's a problem.
But you've met a good counselor guy, haven't you? Like, he understands, I can't remember his name. Yeah. He understands what he has to do and who he has to push. Yes. And yeah,
so he understands who he needs to push, he understands who he needs to talk to, but it's his own people that won't allow it, right? Because then it seems like you're doing a good job. You want to show that you know what to do. Then as you show us that, we're not doing our work. So we'll do what we can to make it difficult for you so that we all stay on the same level.
That's happening in the government of national unity in South Africa. It's happening. The DA, they're working, they're making sure they publicize whatever work they're doing. So the other guys are like, okay, no, actually the podcasters and the media are like, you are making the ANC look bad. So, no, but we came to work. Yeah. You are, the narrative from your end is that we're making the other guys look bad. No, I mean, elections will come, there will be elections in 2 years again, and people are going to come back and we need to face them and see if we're good for them. They'll say, well, you're doing well, so we'll carry on with you guys. Here, are you red, green, or blue? He's doing well, so why? Then you find that you're hitting a roadblock simply because the person Twaambo is dealing with has to go and collaborate with somebody from another party to make it work for the people. So, yeah.
Do you think that'll change?
We're not a very clever country. That is a fact. We're not very clever. Come on, you guys. No, we are not very clever. You know what happened this week, the nonsense that was going on. I'm like, we are doing this. Are we?
Wait, should we shift on to that?
We can shift.
Which nonsense?
Yeah.
Tell us.
Mr. Handlebar Mustache came here. First off, we have no idea what this man came to do.
No, explain to the audience what you're talking about.
When I say that we're not very clever, it's because we get caught up by very simple things. Our minds are easily swayed by the simplest things ever. We had a guy called Stephen Harvey here. I call him Stephen. I'm sure that's his real name. Okay. We have no idea what he came to do. But he was given front row seats to State House. And people were falling all over his shoes, taking selfies with him. But the nation was asking, what has he come to do?
Why is he here?
Why is he here? Are you telling me
answered that?
Exactly. Are you telling me the machinery, the media machinery? He was at State House. They can issue a bulletin, a presser, and tell us, okay, so he met with the president and this is what they talked about. This is the reason he came. Do you know what I heard? What I read actually was that there was a chance meeting at some airport. So I don't know if it was Nairobi or
Between
Bole.
who?
The tourism people.
Okay.
They met and said, you should come to Zambia. And boom, the brother comes and gives us a motivational speech. Starts telling us, no, when I'm in Africa, this is the only place where I don't feel like a minority. Why would you start saying stuff like that?
That's how we feel.
Yeah, but we are not a very clever society. You follow this guy. What does he really do? What does he come to do? What was he doing in Botswana? What did he do in Rwanda? What are we using him for? If he wants to start a media academy, why would you have a press conference or a meeting and there's nobody from the media? Nobody from filmmakers.
From filmmaking.
Nobody.
What use is the president and the tourism minister? What are they going to do? But the filmmakers who are on the ground, those are the people he's either going to have in his academy or who he's going to work with to do his wonderful show.
Nobody.
Which, really, do we need Family Feud? Do we really? Do we?
We've got our own lentils here. We got lentils issues here, man. Yeah, but clearly speaking, our focus it's not there. That's how I feel about it. I don't know how you guys feel about it.
I mean, I think what Zambia is trying to do is show that it's safe for big celebrities to come. Khalees has been here, the Omarions and Neils have been here to perform. So it's like people are paying attention. Like, oh, if somebody like Omarion or Neil can go and perform there, then it must be not so bad. It must not be so bad. So yes, we don't have a plan. We just like oh, she was in Zambia.
Yes.
That's it. That she came. And that's how we don't know how to leverage social media.
Yes.
How do we fail to plan new people?
We can barely.
There was a time I think my friends will remember. They just heard that Arnold Schwarzenegger was in Livingston. This man, I think it was under MMD. The minister flew. He moved rocks and bridges and what, only to get there. Oh, he was here. He's gone. So my question is, okay, you find him. Then what?
Selfie.
You take a picture.
It's just about
That's
the
it.
selfie.
What happened at State House?
When you
for
leave
me,
government, I'll come visit you. There's all these photos. So this was me and Arnold Dip. This was me and Steve Venny. That's all you
That's
do.
it.
he
It's
was
about the
showing us how
cloud.
to maintain that handlebar mustache bullshit. All right? No, but the point is, have a team, get the right people, then information will flow properly. You can't have... the guy looked like he was more in charge than them.
100%.
He was more in charge than them. We don't know why we didn't have somebody, director of arts, to speak, for instance. Even if it was director of tourism, they take the lead. You have this girl who went and did a very bad performance at Miss Zambia Universe. Huh? What's her name? That same one. Yeah, because she was standing like a robot, like...
Next
But
to
Steven,
Steve.
wale pita nok pita. Yeah, Steven. Hell no, come on. Let's do better. As Zambians, we need to do better. That's why what people like Twaambo are trying to do should be commended and supported. Don't look at who is she, where is she from. Pantwag German. Oh, I'm quite... Let's get on point. What happened for me was an embarrassment. I don't think we should behave like that. You can't start releasing pictures where the president wants to shake hands with Stephen and that's what you want to release. I'm like, guy, this is the head of state. He talks to the big boys.
But do you think that that's what we need to learn from, though, the embarrassment? Because clearly we're not ready. So maybe we'll be embarrassed enough to be like...
Oh, God, no.
know?
Zambians are used to being embarrassed. Is that not what we always like? That's what makes us talk. Now,
Standard. Yes.
Yes.
That's exactly how we roll.
Oh, that's how we roll.
Yes.
Oh, man.
We need embarrassment to be good. If I in the first cafe, mama, you start doing nonsense.
But that's how we raise our kids. That's how it is in school. It's about shame. Look at this Chiwan. She can't spell.
Not my kids.
Then we take them. When we take it over to government, that's
Not
what
my
makes
kids.
us learn.
No. My kids is like, Mama, you're not doing that. Let me show you how to do it. Malanda, you engage. Not that you work on a setup. Oh, hell no. Come on, guys. Dow, group 3. We need to change. We need to humble ourselves. Things that we should not be doing, let the right people do it. Okay. If you know there's a group of people doing social media at a good level, engage them. That is why we are embarrassing ourselves. And you see, because we take pride in making sure that I talk down on you or her, I think I'm doing good. Guess what's happening now? Lawsuits.
Between, oh, yes.
Over
Yes.
nonsense, you start going to report yourself at the police station for what?
So explain the lawsuit.
Our dear friend Mutale had an episode regarding the Diamond TV Awards. I think she was not happy. Well, I know she was not happy with how she figured one of the invited guests was treated. And so she went off on the two presenters. And she probably did not choose her words very well. And the person who was attacked clearly sought legal advice and was told, you can sue. You can't be having problems over these things.
But this is the Cyberbullying Act, right? So they're trying to take advantage of the Cyberbullying Act.
Yeah, definitely.
Now, are they entitled to? The thing is,
Entitled to what?
they're entitled to sue her to take advantage of the Cyberbullying Act.
No,
Now,
well,
as
she's screwed up.
my understanding is this is how Mutale got famous, basically swearing at someone,
Controversial.
putting them down, yeah? And then now, because now the act is in place, it's like, okay, you did that before, but now there's this act which stops, which means I can come against you and stop you. So is it a way of also putting Mutale back into her box and saying, you know, you just like to rant and rave, but beyond that, what else are you achieving? You know, if she really has beef with those people, why doesn't she go directly to Diamond TV and discuss it with them? Why does it have to be out in the open? But it was more that it was a defamation, right? The awards are fixed, it's a sham, it's all rubbish.
Yeah.
Now, for Diamond to have the courage to come up against this, you better believe that it better not be a sham, because they now have to prove that it wasn't a sham, right? And the other young lady, well, I mean, for me, she's just in the mix, I guess. I don't think it was necessarily like she's got anything. She's just a part. She was the presenter.
Yeah.
And so it feels like Mutale is just taking it out on her. Or they have other beef. I don't really know. I don't really care. But the point I'm trying to make is, if we have a law like the cyberbullying law, should people start taking advantage of it like this? And will that change this fiapa kanwa that everyone likes on social media? Because even, what's that guy's name? Chela, the photographer guy, right? So this thing that also happened this week about these photos, I heard there were nudes, but I never saw any.
Do you want to see them?
I'm open to anything. Listen, I saw Ngonga's nudes. Why can't I see Chela's nudes? So if that happened, and I haven't understood this story, whether they were his, they were someone else's, he released them.
Yeah,
I don't
maybe
know.
you can tell us, Chanda.
Oh, hell no. I'm straight. Like this.
No, but what was the story? Did he release them himself?
I
Were
don't,
there nudes? Because I don't even know. Were there nudes? You guys know. Oh, okay.
oh,
Video or just picture?
You saw
Video.
it. Wow. There you go. Okay.
hey.
But then you see, for example, a person like Mutale, right? You've had a generation of people that have watched reality TV. You know there's always the bad girl. You have your Nini Leaks, you have your whoever. That's their persona. That's how they've made their money, right? So now you have social media. Anybody has access to this personality. And brands are jumping on because now you have the visibility, because that's how you make money off social media. About the visibility, about the engagement.
She grew her audience.
Yes.
That way, and then
Right.
she's monetized her audience.
Yes. So the question is, when do you jump off? Because everyone that's been a baddie in whatever Real Housewives thingy has all of a sudden they've got a candle line, they've got bed sheets, they've got whatever.
Exactly.
So there's that fine line where you're like, you know what, this is enough. Let me now segue into home decor and then continue that way. And I think we don't know how to do that yet in Zambia. I don't know of anybody that's done that well. Maybe you guys know of somebody, but like, yeah, who has gone from being controversial to like all of a sudden they're nice and, oh, I've got a range of shoes and then we're going to continue with it. So it is just a career trajectory for some people. So this act might be there, but the controversy is good for your social media career. So you keep, throwing fuel on the fire.
Yeah, but the issue with that gentleman was that if he did that, why has he not been arrested? Because others who've done that have been arrested before.
Who are you talking about? That gentleman who
Mr.
did that.
Jerkoff,
Oh, Chela.
him.
What did you say? Sorry.
I was saying that what the issue a lot of people have had now is that he's not allowed to do that. So why hasn't he been arrested? That's why our friend,
Because he
our
did
friend
he
who
release-
rants and raves a lot was saying that that's diverting your attention from what's happening. Why is he not in jail? Because others who've exposed themselves have been in jail. But then also, I didn't watch it. Not that I'm gonna watch it. The point is,
I'm gonna try and find it.
there's you need deliverance. There's also the issue regarding it not being him.
Yes, that was what I heard as well. Yeah.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
you never know. The point is, whoever that person was should be arrested because the laws of Zambia do not allow that.
Yes.
Period.
Yeah.
Cyberbullying is going to kick in, and it's not Mutale being made an example out of. Somebody went and genuinely complained, and
Yeah.
they used that. To the extent, to what extent she'll be prosecuted, we don't know.
Well, that was the same with Simon Wewa and Tassila. Remember, she brought a case against him, and I don't know if the case is still going, but she basically said that what he said was incorrect, and I think he was going through this farm. Where did the money come from? You know, so she's then turned around and brought him to court. So, but again, are we bringing people to court for the genuine reason, or because we know we can pay off the judge? That's another side to look at it from.
But then also, you know, it's only famous people that you hear this about.
Yeah.
And people are just so brave on social media because you've got a screen, you feel you can say whatever. You get into your feelings, and you go on Zambian Facebook, and sometimes it's just astonishing where like, but this person, why are you saying this? Like, you don't even know this person and you're just offloading. So it'll be interesting the day that somebody's just randomly, their little comment is picked on and they get sent to court. Because right now we still feel untouchable because it's somebody like Mutale or whatever. We don't interact with them, you know, on a day-to-day. We just see them on TV. But one day it'll be you for going off on somebody's Facebook post and then...
So in the UK, remember these young kids that were killed by... there was this black boy who was targeted, and they said that he's the one who killed these kids. Part of all of that, there were a bunch of people online who started saying things, you know, the racist things and all of these different things. Apparently, it's been the one time that their version of the cyberbullying, they've had the most arrests based on conversations that have happened on social media.
Yeah.
So people are being arrested there. People are being reprimanded to whatever degree. I don't know how long they're being arrested for, or what the cases are, and so on. So it does happen over there, but will it be happening over here? Exactly to your point. If I'm not Mutale Mwanza, but I'm just Mulenga Chongo from Matero, are you still going to try and arrest me? You know, so it is an interesting...
Yet to be seen, because conversely, there's the argument that if you've got money, you won't be arrested. Abandalama, they just leave them and whatnot. So the famous might get away with it.
But those are the people going to court. So of the two famous people who are hitting, Diamond TV, Mutale Mwanza, who's likely to win that case?
Diamond.
Because they've got more money.
No, because they're going to prove to her that they didn't fix it.
Now, the likelihood is she'll probably do an apology of some sort. The case will be dropped. But
Have they asked for an apology?
no. But that's how these things get
Yeah.
resolved before they go to court.
So you think that lady is going to ask for an apology?
No, I'm saying there'll probably be some kind of pre-settlement as opposed to needing to go to court by whichever side.
Okay. We are going above our allocated time, but unfortunately,
Let's do a second one.
at the risk of us being shouted at by people without hair, I wanted Twaambo to weigh in on this.
Let's do another. We'll end this one and then we'll do another one.
On the same thing.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So, Twaambo, as we come to the conclusion, I'm doing it the Zambian way. Before we let you go.
Okay.
No, but you're not going. You're going to talk about the other one as well because they're in social media. What would be your final remarks regarding the issue of properly using social media to leverage it in favor of
from an influencer perspective,
Yeah.
the hidden influencer.
Yeah.
Yes.
I think we have more influence than we think. All you do is, check on TikTok, put Italy in or Paris or whatever. And I like to talk about Paris because you know that Paris has long been touted as the city of romance, and you go do this and you go do that. When you actually land in Paris, you are also looking for the Paris that you saw on social media, right? But how much money are they making from it? So people don't know that. They think that, oh, it's just New York. I mean, if you type in New York right now, it's Christmas time.
Yeah.
All you see is snow and lights and Rockefeller Center and all this stuff.
Yes.
Nobody's talking about like the New York subway, the rats that are in
The rats,
the whatever, right?
the
Yeah.
noise, the smell.
Yes.
Yeah.
But we here, we
real
like to
New
show
York.
those parts. If our job is to show those parts.
Will you do that, right?
Yes. Hey, look at this drainage. Hey, look at this whatever, right? You look at Simon's his content. Okay, that's about Simpson building. That's real, etc. But we need more of like, hey, you're in Lusaka. You can do this. You can go to this gallery. This is how you get around. This is, if you want some curios. This is how the people are. Street fashion, right? Chinese street fashion is big on where it's just like, oh my gosh, I need to go to China to go buy some clothes.
And yet I've seen somebody who's posted on TikTok, they're filming these two guys walking along, and they're proper like, it's kind of Korean, but hip hop, like big black outfits.
Right, yeah.
But they're posting to laugh at them, which is typically Zambian.
Yes.
Right?
Not
As
like,
opposed to,
yeah.
this is fashionable. So
Right.
the right person posting would have been like, look at how fashionable
Yeah.
people are, how they're pushing the boundaries
Yeah.
of fashion.
Because now you have a huge generation of young people that have grown up on Instagram and on TikTok, and they're consuming what's out there. And then they just keep thinking, this is not the place to me. I need to leave, I need to leave, I need to leave. And it's like, no, actually, you can make good content of where you are and enjoy it. Because those things are there. You want an anime convention? It's there. Are you into anime in Lusaka? That stuff is there. But nobody knows. Because we're not influencing like we should. So I think we really should do a better job of representing our country so that even we feel pride. It's not just about having tourists come, but how is your content affecting the next Zambian who will feel like, you know what, actually it's not so bad around here. And maybe I can do this to make it a better place to live.
I have relatives who don't live in Zambia. So whenever they've got assignments regarding school or work, I simply say to them, if you want to get an A+, make sure what you're doing is based on Zambia or Africa. Because where you're coming from, everything is based on what they do, how they live, what they eat, and whatnot. They have absolutely zero content on Zambia. So when she presents a paper about the Victoria Falls and its actual name and what happened, it's a wow moment for them. Because the content they have at the college or at the workplace is very, very minimal. So for them, it's new stuff they're learning. So they have basically no option but to grade it higher or to want to get more out of it. That's how they're using their social media and stuff. Yeah. But before we close, madam.
No, I mean, I'm on board with everything that you guys have said. I'm right behind you.
So for the very first time, guess what's going to happen?
What?
We're going to hear goodbye in German. From Zed101.
Auf Wiedersehen, vielen Dank.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Hey, did
Chica.
you hear that?
Chica.
Hey.
You want to challenge her in Espanol? Huh? Come on, think of something.
Hasta pronto. Adios.
Hasta mañana.
No, you are French.
No.
You can't use my
mañana.
language.
Au
I said
revoir.
hasta pronto, which is see you soon. Hasta mañana is see you tomorrow.
Okay.
Hasta pronto, see you soon.
My turn. A plus.
1, 2,